All right, let's set the stage. Right now, Kansas City is in full buzz mode. The offseason is heating up, the draft is right around the corner, and if you've been lurking in Chiefs forums or jumping into those late-night live streams, you already know. It feels like something big is about to happen. There's a real mix of excitement and anxiety in the air. Some fans are pumped, thinking Veach is cooking up something special behind the scenes. Others, a little on edge, wondering if we're putting too many eggs in the draft basket. I mean, let's be honest. Back-to-back Super Bowl champs or not, we've still got a few holes to patch up. And fans are talking, non-stop. Some are throwing out wild trade scenarios. Others are breaking down college tape like they're part of the front office. And what's fueling it all? That feeling. You know the one. When you're just one big move away from getting even scarier next season. That's the vibe right now in Chiefs Kingdom. So here's my question for you. If, you could bring any player to KC right now, who would it be? Drop their name in the comments. I want to see your dream pickups. And hey, if you like this kind of direct, no-fluff talk about what's really going on behind the scenes with our Chiefs, consider subscribing to the channel. We're getting super close to hitting 4,000 subscribers, and with your help, we'll get there in no time. Turn on that notification bell too so you don't miss any updates. We're dropping videos all off-season long. Now, speaking of big moves, let's dive into one of the hottest rumors out there. What if the Chiefs are eyeing a lockdown corner from Green Bay? Could Jaire Alexander actually land in KC? Let's break it down. All right, Chiefs Kingdom, let's talk about the name that's been floating around every Twitter thread and fan forum this week, Jaire Alexander. That's right, the all-pro corner from the Packers. The rumor mill is churning, and there's a lot to unpack here. First off, let's be real. Jaire Alexander is that guy. When healthy, he's one of the best corners in the league. Sticky in man coverage, instinctive in zone, and plays with the kind of swagger Spags loves in his defense. Even in a rocky 2023 season where he dealt with injuries and suspension drama, he still showed flashes of elite play. And if there's one thing we know about Kansas City's front office, it's that they don't mind taking a swing on talent when the upside is sky high. Now let's talk logistics. Alexander's cap hit is not small. If the Packers are even remotely considering moving on, it would be to free up space. For KC, the fit is intriguing but would require some maneuvering. According to some speculation, Jalen Watson might be a piece the Chiefs would be willing to include in a package. Would a swap like that even make sense? On paper, it might. Watson's a young corner with size and playoff experience, but he's not quite on Jaire's level. Throw in a second-round pick or maybe even a first, and now we're talking. But here's the flip side. Veach has built this secondary through the draft. Think about it. Trent McDuffie, L'Jarius Sneed, Watson, Williams, all young, all developed in-house. Would trading for a high-cost veteran signal a shift in philosophy? Or maybe, is this just Veach looking to lock things down with Sneed gone and no clear CB2? Let me throw it back to you guys. Would you pull the trigger on a Jaire trade? Type T in the comments if you'd trade for him, or P if you'd pass, and stay the course with our young guys. Me? I think if the price is right, and that's a big if, this could be a game-changing move, but we've seen Veach be surgical with cap space before. Remember the moves he pulled to land OBJ and keep Chris Jones? Nothing's off the table. Coming up next, let's flip to the offensive side of the ball. There's another name being whispered in the wind, DeAndre Swift. Is he the missing piece in our running back room, or just another overpriced free agent? Stick around. Now let's talk about a name that has divided the fan base like BBQ versus burnt ends, DeAndre Swift. Rumors are swirling that the Bears could move on from the veteran back, and some Chiefs fans are saying, hey, why not take a shot? Let's dig into it. Swift had a solid 2023 season, nearly 1,000 rushing yards, 6 touchdowns, and almost 4 yards per carry. On paper, not bad at all. He still has the burst, the vision, and can catch out of the backfield, which we know is gold in an Andy Reid offense. Imagine Mahomes running play action with Swift, flaring out into space. Chef's kiss, right? But here's the other side. Why trade for a veteran back when you can draft one with fresh legs and a lower price tag? Swift's production has dipped a bit, especially in yards per carry over the last few years. Plus, once a running back hits a certain number of carries, the tread starts to wear off. That's just the nature of the position. And giving up draft capital, even a late-round pick, might not be worth it when you can grab a dynamic back in day 3 of the draft. Another thing to consider, the RB room isn't barren. Isaiah Pacheco is still the RB1. Jerick McKinnon could return in some capacity. Clyde Edwards-Helaire, while not elite, is a serviceable option. Would Swift really bring that much of an upgrade to justify the trade? Still, this isn't Madden. Maybe the front office sees something in Swift, leadership, experience, or just a perfect fit for a specific package. If they think he adds that spark to a postseason run, don't be surprised if something happens. But I want to know from you, should the Chiefs trade for DeAndre Swift? Type Y for yes or N for no in the comments. Or better yet, drop your Dream Day 3 running back pick down below. Let's see who the real draft nerds are in Chiefs Kingdom. Also, if you're enjoying this breakdown and want more like it, don't forget to subscribe and tap that notification bell. We're on the road to 4,000 subscribers, and your support helps us keep the content flowing every week. Coming up, Juju's back in town, but can he actually help this WR room? Let's break it down next. All right, Chiefs Kingdom, let's shift gears and talk about a familiar face, Juju Smith-Schuster. He's back in Kansas City, and I've seen some fans scratching their heads about what his role will be in the 2025 season. But here's the thing. Juju could be exactly what this receiving core needs. First, let's acknowledge that his production wasn't through the roof in his first stint here. We're talking about one big game against the Saints, then a bunch of flashes. But here's the key. Juju's main job was always more than just stats. He's an experienced, savvy veteran who knows how to run clean routes and block in the run game. And with the uncertainty surrounding guys like Rashid Rice and Skyway Moore, having Juju back could be a huge help. We know that Mahomes loves having a reliable option. He's not always going to throw it 50 yards downfield to Kelsey. Sometimes he's going to need someone to fight through a press, run a precise route, and make a key catch to move the chains. Juju fits that mold. But it's not all about blocking and being the chain mover. The Chiefs have a track record of getting their wide receivers open in ways that maximize their skill set, and Juju's experience could really pay off. Will he have another 1,000-yard season? Probably not. But could he be an underrated, steady contributor while other weapons step up? Absolutely. Here's the big question I've been hearing from fans. What does Juju's return mean for the rest of the WR room? Does his presence make it harder for the rookies like Xavier Worthy or Rashid Rice to get consistent reps? Or does he help keep defenses honest so that the younger guys can shine? Let me know what you think. Is Juju the veteran presence the Chiefs need? Or is he just a stopgap until the young guns take over? Type yes if you think Juju is the key to unlocking this offense. Or no if you think he's just a role player in the bigger picture. And if you're still here enjoying this breakdown, don't forget to subscribe and hit that notification bell. We're pushing toward 4,000 subscribers, and you can help us get there by sharing with fellow Chiefs fans. Up next, the NFL draft is just days away, and we're talking about what positions the Chiefs will target. Defensive line, offensive line, let's dive into the strategy. Stay tuned. We've reached the final chapter of today's breakdown. Draft Day, the most exciting and nerve-wracking time of the offseason. For Kansas City, the draft is where we can find the next Super Bowl star or add depth to key positions. But with limited early-round picks, what should the Chiefs target? Let's start with the defensive line. We know that the Chiefs' defense stepped up when it counted last season, but there's always room for improvement, especially in the trenches. The Chiefs are likely looking to add a pass rusher or a defensive tackle to complement Chris Jones. The edge rusher position is thin, and the Chiefs have been linked to a few promising prospects. If they're serious about contending for another Super Bowl, they could use a solid rookie to pair with the veterans. On the other side, we can't ignore offensive line help. While the Chiefs have one of the best lines in the NFL, depth is important, especially if there are any injuries. Remember, Patrick Mahomes doesn't just need good blocking, he needs excellent protection to execute that explosive offense we know and love. If there's a guard or tackle available in the first round, it could be a great opportunity to make a big move. But it's not all about the trenches. The wide receiver room is still in flux. With Juju's return, we've got some stability, but there's always room to improve. Chiefs fans are buzzing about potential young receivers who could step up. If someone like Xavier Worthy or Rashid Rice can emerge as a legitimate threat, it could take this offense to the next level. Then there's the question of running back. After all the talk about trading for a veteran like DeAndre Swift, it might just make sense for Kansas City to address the position in the draft. With Isaiah Pacheco leading the charge, adding a fresh, dynamic back could make this offense even scarier. But remember, Andy Reid loves his running back by committee, so a day 3 pick might be where they go to add depth. So, Chiefs Kingdom, what do you think? What position do you think the Chiefs should prioritize in the draft? Do you think they'll go defensive line, offensive line, or maybe snag another weapon for Mahomes? Let me know in the comments below. And of course, if you're enjoying the content, don't forget to subscribe and ring that notification bell. We're aiming for 4,000 subscribers, and every bit of support helps us bring more awesome content your way. That's it for today, folks. Thanks for joining us on this deep dive into the Kansas City Chiefs offseason. We'll be back with more updates, so stay tuned.